Good evening, everyone. How are you doing on this Wednesday evening? It is 7 o'clock on the East Coast. It is August the 28th, 2024. And I'm just so happy to be back once again to have a conversation with you about a topic that is so near and dear to our hearts. Let me tell you who I am. I am Dr. Paula Obie, and you are tuned in to the Power of Transformation broadcast. You see, our broadcast is based on one of my favorite scriptures, Romans 12 and 2, and we take an excerpt from it that says, Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And we always have amazing topics, amazing guests. And tonight, I'm going to speak from the heart again about a topic that's near and dear to us. Okay? So I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but you know what we have to do? We have to remind our friends, because many of them are working late and some of them are doing other things. We have to remind them that the Power of Transformation broadcast is on. They don't want to miss it. And the way we do it is we call them if we have time. We text them and we tag them and we tell them that Dr. Paula is on the Power of Transformation broadcast. And I'm going to do the same thing. And we're going to be right back. Take care. I just love that music. It just gets me so hyped. It just does. There's something about music that is so important to our world, especially my world. I love music. But we're not here to talk about music tonight. I want to remind you that our theme for this month is we are actually celebrating, honoring, supporting some very important people. And those are caregivers. Yes. We're supporting them, we're honoring them. Last week we had a conversation with three sisters and talking about their roles. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about this topic because it's new to me and dear to my heart. And we're going to talk about self-care. Caregiver and the self-care. So we're just going to have a chat. It's going to be informal. Go get your beverage. We're going to sit back and relax. And I want to talk to you about what I have learned being a caregiver and just lessons from what I call a newbie. I'm a newbie. That's me. We're going to talk about spiritual and natural care to the caregiver, how the caregiver needs to seek assistance. And then we're going to have some final tips and takeaways. And I'm warning you that we have quite a lot, information to share. So if I do not cover it all, I'll be back with part two. I don't have that problem. But this is such an important topic. It's grown with me, the importance of looking at people of all ages who the Lord has really deemed to be a caregiver. You're caring for someone that you love. All right? So when I think about what I've learned in the past few weeks, I'm going to tell you this word is important. Breathe. So if you're new at this, like I was new at this, even if you've been actually providing care for a while, I'm sure you will agree with me that breathing is a very important part of the process because you can get all hyped and you have all these things going on and you must be here and you must do that. And oh my God, it's over there. Oh my God, I forgot this. Stop and breathe. It grounds you. Take a deep breath. Whatever you're doing, you're going to need to have breath in order to do it. I've never seen a caregiver who wasn't breathing give good care. So the first thing you need to tell yourself all the time as you're calming yourself down, just breathe. Because it's important for you to breathe as you are embracing your new normal. This is a new day for you. As you're breathing and embracing it, you're going to take it one step at a time with the assistance of other wonderful people who care about you, one step at a time with the assistance of others. There's nothing on this slide that says one step at a time with you doing it by yourself. It's one step at a time with other people assisting you. That's also important. So you're breathing, yes, and you're inviting in those folks to also support you. You're going to need them. You really are. So let's think about this a little bit differently. Let's just dig into this a little more. I am an adult learner. I have taught a lot of adults in my lifetime. And the one thing that I learned many, many years ago about the adult is they like to learn things or even need, let's just use the word need, to learn things in order to be proficient. And your learning can come from all types of entities. It could be hands-on learning, it could be just from people. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna be learning from an entirely different group of people. You're going to be learning from an entirely different group of entities. So as you're breathing, just relax and be flexible, because people will teach you something. YouTube will teach you something. Organizational skills will teach you something. And throughout this entire process, I just want you to remain open to learning something every single day. And many of you, while you're sitting and you're breathing and you're adjusting, you might ask yourself the question that's on the screen. Why did he choose me? He could have chosen somebody else. Why me? Well, I have an answer. I believe that God chooses people who are willing. And because you were willing in your heart, you were willing in your mind, you had a willingness. With God's help, you're going to succeed. God takes no pleasure in appointing someone to do something who doesn't succeed. He takes no pleasure in that. And I love this scripture, Matthew 22:14, King James Version. For many are called, but few are chosen. There are a lot of people who will say, sure, I can do that. Sure, I can do that. Oh, yes, I will do that. However, when it comes to really executing the plan, implementing the plan, getting things done, it's the chosen mindset, the chosen people who actually see it through. And that is who God wants to use when you are delivering loving and caring skills to others. So what was Paula's plan? Well, the first thing that Paula had to do was observe, right? And in my observing people, I understood one thing: the importance of communication. And in our world today, we need to utilize all forms of communication. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit because I want to talk about the forms of communication that we have. Surely we have our mouths. Surely we can write a letter. But the one form of communication that's going to be really important to you is your cell phone. This cell phone or your iPad is going to be important because it probably will be maybe 98% of the way you will communicate with others and how others will communicate with you. And many of us, if you do have an iPhone, we know that it will turn itself on at a certain time and it will turn itself off at a certain time. What I want you to get accustomed to is the fact that this cell phone needs to stay on all the time. And that's okay. Because over time, you'll find out, okay, it's on, I can just touch it, check the text. It's on, I can just touch it and receive the call. It's important. Emails. We've been using emails for years. They're just as important. But I believe sometimes that the texts are more important than emails. I seem to respond faster to a text than I do an email, and that's just me. And let me tell you something. I really have embraced FaceTime. And for those of you who have an Android, I'm not picking at you and I'm not picking on you. And I'm not telling you to go out and buy an iPhone. So do not blame that one on me. I'm just sharing with you my plan. My FaceTime application on my iPhone allows me to talk to people in real time, which means that I'm a little bit more connected. If I have a question, I can FaceTime them, turn the camera around. If I have a question, I can FaceTime them, they can FaceTime me, and we can have a conversation. When you FaceTime a person, you get to see how they're really feeling. Sometimes we can hide behind a phone conversation, but when you're looking at me in my eyeballs, you will know how I'm really feeling. Again, I am not telling you to go out and buy an iPhone because I believe that there are other visual applications you can use. I'm just saying that this is a great form of communication. And another thing that I have embraced, and I didn't think about it so much until this morning, is really my camera. So if I have something, for example, if I have something that I need to snap a picture and I'm trying to confirm with someone, maybe they're driving, well, and that's not a good example, but maybe they're somewhere where they cannot chat. Maybe there's somewhere where they cannot receive a FaceTime video. However, if I could actually snap the photo, which I've done, and send it to them via text and just say, just check it when you get an opportunity, that's become really commonplace for me. And that's why I say you really want to get to know all forms of communication and utilize them, every one of them. During the day, I can tell you I probably utilize all of them. And that's how I stay connected to everyone. That's how they stay connected to me. Okay? Now, this connection is key. You need to stay connected to the right team of people. Remember, this is my journey. I'm a newbie. I've learned a lot from folks who've been just using their own techniques for years. And the one thing that they've said to me is, Paul, be flexible. You're going to be learning some new things. However, I've been listening to them. And those folks who give you really good ideas, stay connected to them. They're the right team members. And every one of those right team members will ask you this one question: what can I do for you? We're talking about self-care. And they'll ask that question every single time. I have a friend who will ask it at least 4 times when I'm in the conversation because I won't answer her. I'll say, no, I don't know. What can I do for you? And then she'll change it around, say it in a different way. Why? She's trying to encourage me to focus on me as well as the assignment. Many of us know that when you are riding in an airplane or you're flying and something happens, part of the emergency process is to first put the mask on you when it drops down and then attend to someone else. This conversation that you're having with the team as they're connecting with you, all they're saying is this: learn how to take care of you. When you learn how to take care of you, you can deliver better care to someone else. This is the team that you want on your side. You don't want anybody just asking questions all the time. You want them about other things, talking about other topics. You want them to ask this question: what can I do for you? It's kind of a tricky question because many of us don't know how to focus attention on ourselves. So we don't really have an answer. Well, it's time to get out that piece of paper and get out that pen and start writing some things down. Because as you move throughout this journey, there are going to be some things you're going to need, and they can help you. So stay connected to the right people. Stay connected to people who have been where you are. And you know they've been where you are because they're delivering some nuggets, and they'll tell you their stories and they'll share their journeys. And they're not doing this to scare you. They want you to be prepared. So I am just grateful for every person who's taken time to just sit down and talk to me and share your journey and to give encouragement. But as I started moving into my new normal, there was an awareness that over time, I just became a little bit more comfortable with the assignment. Look, I talked about the right team, talked about the communication. The key was to incorporate that into my day. Remember, this is a new normal. So I began to develop a routine. So for those of you who are in my spot, in my place, I'm going to tell you that developing a routine and being flexible with updating the routine as needed is vital. And the number one thing is having some organizational skills. If you're not an organized person, you're going to be all over the place. Running here, running there, trying to get this done, trying to get done, up and down, back and forth. What did I do with this? Oh my God, where's that? That's not going to help you. And neither is it going to help the person for whom you're supposed to be giving care. Breathe. And let's get organized. How your day unfolds depends on your situation. But let me tell you what I do with my organizational self. I start my day with prayer and devotion. Before I move forward, I've already talked to God. I've already had my devotion with my cup of coffee, French roast, Starbucks, yeah, just in case. And during that time, I'm centering myself, preparing my heart and my mind, and I'm gathering all my senses, preparing for my day. It's important to start your day correctly with prayer, eating right, drinking your favorite beverage, even down to I'm wearing my favorite cologne. I mean, those things matter. It may seem like they don't, but they really matter. So now I know pretty much what my morning could be. Got a good handle on it. I've been analyzing it. I've been performing those tasks, feeling pretty good about it. Then I said, I'm ready to schedule some downtime. Once you are organized and once you get into a routine and things are going in the right direction, things are going well, you will find that you're going to have some gaps of time. And during those gaps of time, I'm asking you to make good of that moment. What you do during that scheduled time is going to be, just important and vital to your ability to and your mission for the remainder of the day. You might say, I want to schedule it from this time to this time. That's totally up to you. You might say, oh, you know what? I never know when I'm going to have downtime. That's okay. Just expect that there's going to be a calmness and a downtime that you can enjoy, and the person that's receiving care will enjoy as well. When you find the time to schedule you in that day, not just in the morning, but you throughout that day in little pockets, it changes and shifts your mindset. That's when the transformation comes. It shifts your paradigm. You start thinking a little bit differently about what the possibilities are. Me, I like to read a book. Someone might want to just listen to a book. Someone may want to watch a favorite show. And for those of us, and I am a member of the nap club, I'm going to try to get in a little nap. There's something about a power nap that just helps me. Now I have to use my phone. So if I'm going to take a power nap and it's not scheduled during that time, it's like an unscheduled power nap, then I will use my phone so that it can wake me up so I can continue my day, because I really can nap for a while. But look at what I've said to you. I've not described all the other tasks that you need to perform. I'm just saying you can have an approach where you're organized, where it's laid out nicely with the spiritual care. You're going to need that. Physical care comes after the spiritual care. You're going to need that. Finding time to schedule you in the day, that's your emotional and your mental care. Some people don't like to read. Okay, that's fine. But I'm thinking about all the areas of our lives that need attention. And with your organizational skills, you're giving care to yourself and you're able to effectively give care to others. You're empowering you and you're able to empower others. Every now and then, you're going to have to watch a show that makes you laugh. That's just it. It's going to have to make you laugh because that also shifts the atmosphere. The job that God has assigned for you is an important job. It's a job that also allows you to grow. There is a reason that He chose you. There is. And as you continue to pray, you will understand, God, you never make mistakes. This is all in your master plan. And I'm just going to be as obedient as I need to be and allow you to work through me. You never know what God is up to. You never know, but you can need to trust Him. Trust Him. Take care of you and to deliver that optimal care. So I want to go back a little and dig a little bit deeper because I just kind of referenced that team when they're asking you, what can I do for you? And most of us are like, oh, nothing. I'm fine. Do you need anything? Oh, no. Are you sure? Oh, yes. Well, I believe that it's important and it's okay. And you did tell yourself this, that it's okay for you to respond appropriately to the question that's asked from your support system, right? One of the recommendations that I've heard several times is this: let me go grocery shopping for you. So I was thinking, and this is just my immediate response, oh, I like to go grocery shopping. I like walking up and down the aisle. But look what I'm missing. If I let them go grocery shopping every now and then, I can go into the dollar store. I love the dollar store. I'm telling you, the creative part comes out of me. They're over there shopping for food. I can go to the dollar store. We're accomplishing things. It may be hard at first for you to create the list. You may only have one thing on it. It might only happen once a month, but it's still important. Yes, I do like the dollar store. Creating the list keeps you connected because one day in the very near future, you may be that person that has to support somebody else. And look at all the practice you'll have. All right? So make a list. And though it may be hard, make a list. You can do this. Of things, situations, scenarios that other folks can assist you with. Maybe it is that one thing. Then that's fine. Maybe they can call you and you have prayer. You need to create your own list that's going to empower you and allow you to do things like, go to the dollar store. Another thing that I've learned, and I'm a person who likes to laugh. I'm a person who likes to bring humor into anything, but I want you to use your time wisely. Why do I say this so much? Because I believe that we're so hyped with trying to get everything done correctly. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that says, you've got to do this? Okay, you've got to do that. Wait. Did you do this? That's me. And a lot of it is just my personality, I think. But a lot of it comes from just being around people who are so disorganized until they just drive me crazy, just too much. And you're not being effective and efficient in your delivery. So I learned years ago as a project manager to use my time wisely. Time is what God's given us. And over time, and I've been redundant, you will learn what that really means. But you have got to relax and you've got to breathe so that you can remember things that are quite important. This journey is doable. There have been a lot of people before you who have been in your spot, who have been in your place, and they can help you. And I guarantee you, they learn to relax and they learn to breathe And they learn to just to bring it down so that the atmosphere is conducive to everybody working together. It's very, very, very important. So let's use our time wisely. I wanted to dig a little deeper, and I wanted to really look at what others were saying about caregiving. And one of my favorite resources is the Mayo Clinic. I look to them for everything. And they were talking about tips for taking care of yourself. And I'll give you the resource in the end, you know. And I think a lot of it is a lot of what we've already talked about. Preservation. You're trying to preserve yourself and your own well-being as you are giving love to others. Get organized, do your homework. I will tell you that I've probably watched the same YouTube video in the beginning probably 20 times. It's there, YouTube University. I applaud you. I can find any topic. And if I have to watch it 50 times, then I have to watch it 50 times or 20 times. But it's there. And the whole goal is for me to gain that knowledge. We've already talked about the spiritual life. Why is that important? You need to stay connected to God. So they're agreeing with me in the things I've said earlier. And give yourself grace and mercy. What does that mean? Okay, so the dish didn't necessarily come out the way you wanted. It tastes kind of weird. Toss it in the trash can and start another dish. And let it go. Don't get hyped over the fact that the dish didn't come out the way you wanted. Let it go. Give yourself grace. Give yourself mercy. Give yourself a chance to grow into your new role. Create a strong support circle. So the Mayo Clinic they're actually agreeing with me. They're actually agreeing with what my other friends and other people have shared with me. They're agreeing with us because we are here for the long haul. And we are here to stay healthy while we are in this scenario because we're going to help somebody else. The Mayo Clinic also says some things that some of us forget. We don't like to ask for help. The scenario was someone asking you what you needed. The very first bullet said ask for help. And that's so hard. But it's important. And then focus on what you can do. I know I'm reading the bullets, but I want you to go back and spend some time asking yourself, why do I not want to ask for help? What's wrong? Do I want to be a superhuman? Am I trying to be superwoman? Does it make me feel weird? Does it make me feel weak? You need to tap into that because this is an area where God is trying to get you to expand and to grow and to accept that it's okay for you to ask and accept help. So I'm on their side. Focus on what you can do. I believe that we could probably put that one on repeat. This is a list of what I can do. As many times we get into this place of, am I doing enough? Yes, you are. Focus on what you can do and set achievable goals. Goals that you could reach and stay connected. Does that sound a lot like what we've just said? This comes from Mayo Clinic. They're saying the same things that I'm saying about how to take care of you. All right? Now, we're going a little bit further with the Mayo Clinic. There's a lot here. You can come back and look at it later. But there are just many things in our lives where we sometimes forget how we're supposed to do things, why we're supposed to do things to take care of ourselves, because many of us do not feel that we're supposed to even focus attention on us. But as I said in the very beginning, it's about 7:29. We only talk about 30 minutes when I have a heart-to-heart. This entire assignment was given to you by God. He trusts you. He trusts you to give what He has empowered you to give. And you're not alone. And there are others who are there to help you and assist you. You need to let them. This journey May not be easy, but it's a powerful journey. There have been many ministries that have been that resulted from this type of opportunity. I've even been thinking, caregiver groups and how can I develop this even further? There's so many things that will go through your mind when you realize that others need your assistance or you need their assistance and the things to do in order for you to move forward. What can you do? You can seek social support. Again, they're just repeating everything that I've said to take care of your health, take care of you. So this is just a repetition. Now, I will say that I don't know if you guys have, maybe you have. If you've watched television, there's this app that comes on, it's commercial, and it says calm and has white noise and green noise and all this noise. And every now and then it would say, just take a moment and just relax. And it has a clock that just counts down like 15 seconds and it's raining. Calm.com is a very good application. No, it's not free, but it's a very good application that you can actually go in and download. But you know what I found to help me sleep better? I go out to YouTube and I just open up and ocean sounds. Some of them are 10, 12, 15 hours long. It's free. And it calms me just as much as calm.com. Calm.com, I have nothing against you. Your beautiful application. I'm just saying, I love the beach sounds. You can go out there and you can turn it up and you can put it in your ear, and then you can have a better night's sleep. And don't ever forget, as a caregiver, there's some times when you may need to see your health care professional. Make sure you get your screenings and make sure, you get what you need in order to be the caregiver. Make sure you get your vaccines. Make sure you stay on that list because that list is important as you are delivering care to God's people, to your family, to your friends. I've talked to people from all ages, and we all say the same thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to show love, and we're thankful for the people who support us. That's what we say. So during this month, the month of August, I'm dedicating this month to caregivers, all ages, all kinds of caring. I just want you to know we love you. We appreciate you. You are an amazing, amazing, amazing group of people. And you do things from love. You give out of your heart, from your heart. And if you're new like me, you've learned a lot. Now, before we go, we always like to make sure we give you resources. So definitely that's where I got a lot of my information from, those resources. So that's a great reference for you. But I want to go back to saying thank you. You're going to have a lot to learn. It's okay. Learn it. Be grateful. It's a beautiful opportunity. It's a loving opportunity. And the final tip, I don't know why I keep saying this, but we need to learn to breathe. We need to learn to go and sit down in a chair and just breathe. Well, that's all I have tonight. That's a lot. That's a lot. This Power of Transformation broadcast tonight, as we exited the station, we shared a lot of information about caregiving. I've been receiving phone calls and texts and emails from folks and just sharing their stories. I love that. We're going to have more people actually come on board. I might even have to extend it. So if you'd like to share your story, send me an email, obiepaula@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a guest, send me an email. We certainly want to hear your story. We certainly want to celebrate you as the woman and the man of God that He's chosen at this particular time for this assignment. So now we're at the end of our journey tonight. So I'm turning the train around, and the Power of Transformation train is coming back to the station. And as we say every week at the end of the show, You have to trust the process. I have to trust the process. In order for the power of transformation to do its perfect work in your life, I want you to go even further. I want you to pick up the phone, communicate, text, whatever, email, and send a thank you message to a caregiver that you know and tell them you love them and tell them how much you appreciate what God is doing in their life. I also want you to like and share this video, this broadcast, because we need to support each other. God's using us for a purpose, and we're going to be willing and obedient. And as I know that there are some people who are in Bible study, and they will come back and watch the broadcast right after it ends. We also will have a replay of the same broadcast on Saturday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I wanted to give you all that very useful information, and I want to let you know that God loves you, and so do I. And we're going to see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.